Hello and welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you here. For any of my new viewers, welcome. In this video we are going to talk about the best proven cough syrups that have worked for me and my family, that I've shared with family and friends, and that I make at home easily and simply. So 4 top cough syrups, starting off with my favorite, and I've shared this numerous times on the channel, and this is basically an immune boosting anti-inflammatory cough syrup that's super easy using the honey cold extraction method. And this is nice because you can simply give it to children over the age of 6. You can also give it to adults as well, and you can adjust the dosage. And the best thing about it is that you can also choose the ingredients that you want to in. The only ingredient that needs to be there all the time is honey, raw honey. So this ingredient, you cannot change it, but you can actually tweak the ingredients. You can tweak the percentages or the actual amounts that you put in there. So starting off with making this recipe, super easy, super simple. All you would need is a sterilized clean jar. Then you would need to choose your ingredients. So any anti-inflammatory ingredients that you have around the home, for example, onion slices, lemon slices. You might want to introduce also a little bit of garlic cloves. You want to put in some slices of ginger. Now you don't have to put all these ingredients together. I know that there's a version of this exact method using only, for example, raw unfiltered honey and onion slices, and it works great. It works absolutely great for helping to reduce the mucus, for boosting the immune system, and also for giving your immunity that extra kick that it needs, usually during the cold winter months. So you can also use it whatever season that you want, and also as a preventative and as a treatment plan in order to boost your immunity and to fight the colds and coughs and flus. So we have also, as we said, my recipe usually consists of the combination of onion slices, lemon slices, a little bit of ginger as well, and some sprigs of thyme. If you don't have thyme, you can easily use oregano. You can use peppermint, for example, and then you place it into that clean sterilized jar. That I'm going to start off by topping off the recipe with a thin layer of the raw honey. A thin layer of the honey, pour it into the jar above the ingredients that you've just layered into the jar, and then I'm going to close the jar tightly, put it aside for 6 to 12 hours, and after that time I'm going to realize that there has been a liquid forming as a result of this. So what has happened during that 6 to 12 hours is that the honey has extracted the liquid from these wonderful anti-inflammatory ingredients that we've just combined, and then we have a result of the golden syrup that we are looking for. What you want to do is simply strain that syrup, place it in a separate clean sterilized jar, close it off, and put it in the fridge. For preventative purposes, for as an adult dose, I usually give it to adults around the house, and myself as well. I usually take 1 tablespoon as a preventative daily for 2 weeks. But when I have the cold and the flu circling around, and when I do have that cold and flu, I generally use 1 tablespoon 3 times per day after meals. What about the kids over the age of 6? Well, you would need to use 2.5 milliliters of the golden syrup that you've just extracted, and you give that 1 time a day for preventative for 2 weeks. And as a treatment plan, you need to give 2.5 milliliters, half a teaspoon, 3 times per day after food. Now when you are making it for kids, you need to keep in mind to make it as simple as possible. So you can just simply start off with just introducing lemon slices and a sprig of thyme into the jar, topping it off with honey, leaving it aside for about 6 to 12 hours, and there you go. You don't need to include the garlic, the onion, the turmeric, the ginger, because it can be overpowering for them at first. Slowly incorporate them. Make the first batch with just the lemon and the honey, and maybe you want to add a little bit of thyme, a little bit of peppermint, for example, not too overpowering, and it will work just as best. So I hope you give this recipe a try. Off to the second. The second homemade cough syrup that I rely on in the household is simply a onion juice, honey, apple cider vinegar cough syrup, and this has worked amazing, and I've given it to myself. My partner has also tried it, and the kids that are over the age of 6 years old have also tried it. Now we use it at the instance of a persistent cough, usually at night. A persistent wet cough at night can be so painful. It can be so hard to get yourself or your child to sleep during that. So what I do is simply I juice half an onion, and then on top of it I place 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then I top it off with maybe a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of honey. The more honey the better, because you want to kind of disguise that onion juice sensations, also disguise the apple cider vinegar as well. So especially when giving it to children, please keep that in mind. So then you place all these ingredients in a clean sterilized jar, you mix it through, you close it, put it in the fridge. Whenever you need, simply take a teaspoon before bed, and it will work wonders for your cough and also for helping to get rid of the mucus. It might make you cough a bit more in the first kind of like 3 to 4 minutes, but this is normal because it is an attempt of getting rid of the mucus, so don't worry about that. Again, before trying any sort of herbal remedy, it's really important to let your doctor know, to contact your doctor and see is it possible to try this, and also to keep in mind, am I allergic to specific ingredients in this list, and if you are, you need to take them away and replace them by anything that has the similar properties, for example anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, and then replace it with that ingredient and you're good to go. So the third and final recipe I want to talk to you about is simply using chamomile. And chamomile is a comforting herb. It's exact herb that you would need for sleeping and aiding in sleeping, especially when you take it as a tea, and also when you are suffering with a cough. It's actually used as inhalation when you actually want to clear out the mucus, and when you want to give yourself a relaxing kind of environment where you can feel relaxed and just expel the mucus, you can use chamomile for inhalation. So with that, there's a couple of different ways. First of all, the chamomile essential oil is the way to go. You can simply put it in a bowl near a heater in the evenings, and you can try it for inhalation. Also, rubbing it on the pulse points in your body, absolutely amazing. Coming back to the syrup mix, what I do for chamomile is I simply make a chamomile infused tea. So rather than normal tea with a tea bag, I make it into a concentrated form by using double the amounts of for example 2 tea bags in half a cup of water, boiling water, and allow that to simmer. Then I would strain it out or take away the tea bags, and then I would add some honey onto it, a little bit of lemon juice, and half a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Place it in the fridge, use it. It's good to go for a maximum of about 4 to 5 days in the fridge, and I simply take 1 tablespoon of that. We've now come towards the end of our video. If you have found this video helpful in any way, please subscribe, like, and share. I would love to have you on board, and I'll see you in the next video. Any risk request, any questions, please use the comments box below. I'd love to hear from you. Take care and have a great, amazing day. Bye bye.